So this is one of the first OG boss unit to get a retrain, and it took like, I don't know, a few booster set for him to actually gain something really stupid. And yeah, this deck is really insane, as well as the only deck that is capable of countering the Grade 11 deck, at least for now. This video is sponsored by Phoenix Pharos cards. If you need supplies of singles or splits for Cardfight Vanguard, especially the ones in the video, do check out Phoenix Pharos cards today, and as a bonus, use the promo code MetaNerd to get an amazing 5% discount. And with that being said, let's get on with the video. Greetings YouTube, welcome back to the MetaNerd channel. I am Marcus, bringing you another video for Cardfight Vanguard Willdress. In this video, we'll be going through the main character deck, or I should say the Stravairina support that the main character actually received in order to kill off the Grade 11. The whole deck is basically just a counter for Grade 11, so I don't think Gila is going to be meta relevant with this deck around. I mean, there's literally nothing stopping Gila from abusing whatever we have here. There's literally nothing, but still, of course, there's going to be restrictions surrounding a support card that is this insane. So for this video, we're going to go through the support card for Stravairina, but most of the support cards are just going to be prayer dragons. There's literally no incentive to introduce like another crossover dress form. I mean, sure, we do get this Grade 3 crossover dress form, but still, with how this Grade 3 crossover dress works, it makes sense to introduce like a buttload of prayer dragons instead. Without further ado, let's take a look at the support that the main character received for DBT13. It's going to be a doozy. First off, we have the common prayer dragon, Blazing Heavenly Break equipped dragon Kalmodak. Continuous, all of this card's outtro gets auto rigor circle. When this unit attacks, choose one of your opponent's Vanguard, and this unit gets 2k power until the end of that battle for each grade of that unit. So this card basically just powers up any Stravairina, provided it's a X-overDress Stravairina, because overdress Stravairina could not put prayer dragon as an original dress. So this card is able to give a 2k power for every grade of the opponent, meaning that it normally would just get like a 6k to a 20k power. I mean, of course, if the opponent is at grade 2, then whatever Stravairina is the outer dress of this unit is going to get a 4k. So with this deck going against a grade 11, it's basically just going to give a 22k power to whatever outer dress is. It's quite insane, but of course, grade 11 at the moment isn't really that meta defining, but still, it is very nice to see that there is a deck out there that actually take advantage of the opponent being at grade 11 or 10 while still playing into the whole mechanic of the deck. Other Riot lines in other nation does have stuff like this, but it's usually not worth to run those cards. With that being said, this card I think is going to be a lower priority unit to run. It's much better for you to focus on other prayer dragons that have more insane skill rather than maxing out this card. You should probably max out the other prayer dragons, only then you come to this card. But of course, this unit is super good. It's not broken, but it has a slightly lesser value than the other prayer dragons that we have currently in Dragon Empire. Next, we have Blazing Heavenly Spearhead equipped dragon Nandeeka. Although when this card becomes an original dress, costs Soul Blast 1, choose one of this card's outer dress unit and it gets continuous rigor circle. During the battle that this unit attacks, when your opponent would call cards from their hand to Guardian Circle, they must call 2 or more at the same time until the end of turn. So why am I not surprised that they are just gonna give Betador to Stravairina? I mean, we have Stravairina, which is a Betador himself, but with this card in the mix, it makes any Stravairina that crossover dress have access to Betador. Soul Blast 1 to give Betador for 1 turn is very nice. It's disgusting. At the same time, very nice. Stravairina will usually be the strongest attack that you can have in a Nirvana Jheva deck, so it makes sense that they give Stravairina a Betador. It's just that good. However, if you want to keep on having the Betador skill on Stravairina, you will need to re-X-overdress again the next turn for you to even get back the Betador, because it only lasts a turn, which is kind of sad. But at the same time, if they make the Betador last for until the end of the fight, it's going to be stupidly unfair, I would say. You could potentially have 2 Betador attackers with Stravairina, and not to mention they both could restand. Very disgusting. Simply disgusting. Next, we have Blazing Heavenly / equipped dragon Drahas. Although when this unit is is placed on rearguard circle. If you have a Vanguard with Nirvana in its card name, cast Counterblast 1 and retire another rearguard. Search your deck or drop for a total of 2 cards with Blazing Heavenly in their different card names from each other and this unit. Call them to rearguard circle as rest, and if you search the deck, shuffle the deck. If you retire a rearguard in the X-overDress state for this cost, draw a card. Yeah, so this card basically just allows you to recycle whatever X-overDress that you may not want or have used all of the Batador effect to then recall back the original dress to the rearguard circle is just really good. And on top of retiring a X-overdress, if you retire a rearguard with X-overdress for this unit's cost, you get a draw. It's just really good. Your X-overdress stuff will definitely be on the field unless for some reason the opponent has a board control skill that ignores resist. Then yeah, you're gonna have a slightly hard time, but at the same time not really, because this guy here helps the deck tremendously. For 1 Counterblast and retire 1, you're able to get back 2 rearguards is really not bad, and calling them as rest is not gonna hinder the deck because you're just gonna X-overdress them anyway. So yeah, disgusting. This card provides a lot of value considering what the new Grade 3 Stravairina will do. So yeah, this card is really disgusting. I can't put in words on how good this card is. When we get to the Grade 3 Stravairina, you will understand just how insane this card is. And alongside the other 2 Prayer Dragon that we talked about, yeah, it's just gonna give like multiple levels of disgusting for a Nirvana Jheva deck. Next, we have the Triple R Prayer Dragon, Blazing Heavenly Render Equipped Dragon Aparajea. Although when this unit is placed on rearguard circle other than from deck, cast Soul Blast 1 and discard a card from hand. Search your deck for up to 1 Prayer Dragon, call it to rearguard circle and shuffle the deck. Second skill auto, when this card becomes an original dress, draw a card, choose one of this card's auto dress unit, and until the end of your opponent's next turn, it cannot be chosen by your opponent's card effect. So long as you superior call it from your hand or from the drop, you are able to activate the skills to superior call the Grade 1 previously. Just for me to confirm whether or not this card can only activate the skill if you call him from the hand or the drop. I could be wrong, but still, at the same time, I'm pretty sure that's how it is. You are able to search out any Prayer Dragon for more flexibility, because if you notice, all of these Prayer Dragons that we have currently have the archetype Blazing Heavenly. So the previous Grade 1 before this card only restricts you to call 2 Blazing Heavenly, but those 2 cards are still Prayer Dragons. This card does give more flexibility and more choices for you to deck build, I would say. It's a really nice flexibility. It's not restrictive, but at the same time, I don't think you will want to run like the older Prayer Dragons that you have within Dragon Empire, I would say. The bonus of this card being a original dress is that he is able to protect Stravairina for 1 turn in order to maintain the board is very nice, but at the same time, it's not completely foolproof. Decks like Basagra as well as any other deck that doesn't really target a rearguard will definitely be able to get rid of your Stravairinas. But still having the access to protect one of the Stravairina is definitely really good, and you are able to just get a lot of value out of this. It's really disgusting. The extra draw is super nice. It helps to dig out even more pieces from the deck. There's a lot of value from the support as compared to when Nirvana Jheva was first revealed and the support surrounding Nirvana Jheva. It's literally night and day comparing the support for this support as well as the earlier support. I understand they can't really introduce this level of support in the beginning of Willdress, but it's mind-boggling to how power creep this support is. Yes, it is power creep, basically. I mean, you could argue that Nirvana Jheva isn't really doing that well to begin with, but still, I'm speechless to find out how good all the support is. It's just mind-boggling. Last but not least is of course the new Grade 3 Stravairina that we have for X-overdress. Blazing Holy Sword equipped Star Stravairina. X-overdress 1 Trickstar and 2 or more Prayer Dragon with different card names. Continuous front or rearguard circle. During your turn, if this unit is in the X-overdress state, this unit gets 10k power, and all of your Vanguard with Nirvana in their card name gets triple drive and power plus 10k. Second skill auto rearguard circle. When this unit in the X-overdress state stand by your Vanguard's ability, if your opponent's Vanguard is Grade 3 or greater, cast Counterblast 1 and stand all of your Talisman or Prayer Dragon rearguards. If this unit has 5 or more original dress, remove all markers from your opponent's rearguard circle and retire all of your opponent's rearguards. Yeah, that's a very long skill. So you need a minimum of 3 units to cross overdress, meaning that the 1 Trickstar is definitely a must to have in order to cross overdress, and 2 other prayer dragon with different card name. Of course, there is a bonus for you to, you know, cross overdress up to 4 prayer dragons to get the bonus skill. Yeah, it's quite disgusting. It means that the full board is just gonna turn into 1 rearguard, 1 very powerful rearguard at that. At the minimum, this card is going to be a 23k attacker that could power up like tremendously, as we all know from the prayer dragon that we talked about earlier, and potentially going to be the most powerful cross overdress in the history of overdresses. At the same time, this unit is providing Nirvana Jheva an extra 10k power and a triple drive. What more do you want? This card is just insane. It's very insane. The 10k power does stacks if you have 2 Stravairina on the field, but of course the triple drive is not stackable. I mean, duh. But yeah, since it is triple drive, Elementaria Sanctitude is only 1, so do keep that in mind. This Virina, of course, will be the main target to restand with Nirvana Jheva, because his skill is only activated when you are restanding with the Vanguard skill. And keep in mind here is that since it only says your Vanguard's ability, Gryphogila is still able to take advantage of this support. It's just that not every Prayer Dragon support is workable inside Gryphogila. Just keep in mind. With this in the mix of the whole support for Virina, the whole deck of Nirvana Jheva could make a total of 5 attacks, provided of course you have another Tailspin or Prayer Dragon. If you don't know what Tailspin is, don't worry, I don't as well until I look it up. It's basically Trickstar as well as all of the Virinas. They are all Tailspin, so it's a really good flexibility. Of course, you don't really want to restand your Prayer Dragons. Prayer Dragons are not excellent attackers, but it is an option to restand should you of course do not have a lot of key pieces when you want to go all out. Now, the bonus of having 5 original dress on this unit is kind of a bonus. It's more or less used to counter Mass deck as well as Gryphogila deck, because those are the decks that have the markers and of course the board nuke. So if the opponent has like 1 or 2 rearguards, I don't think it is really worth it to even go for the 5 original dress. But still, of course, going up against Gryphogila, it's definitely a good idea, because it could potentially shut down a lot of power bonus for Gryphogila, and at the same time thus shuts off like some of the cards that rely on you having Dragontree marker. Very disgusting, but not really that useful for the average deck, I would say. And that is all for this video. Do let me know down in the comment section of what you think the absurd quality of support for Nirvana Jheva. Like, wow, the difference between quality of support is just simply mind-boggling. It's like a different deck. But alas, I'm really excited to see and fight this deck, and at the same time fight this deck in the upcoming weeks of release for DBT13. Do like and subscribe if you like this video, and of course ring the bell notification icon so that you don't miss a video I upload. With that being said, I'll see you all on the field.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.